The pictures tell the story. This life had many shades. I'd wake up every morning and before I'd start each day, I'd take a drag from last night's cigarette that smoldered in its tray. Down a little something, then be on my way.
And we're live. Hey guys, it's David here with the Whiskey Rebellion. Hope everyone's having a lovely evening. Joined by our parishioners. Some of us are out enjoying the fine weather. Some of us are enjoying a little time with family. I can see Mark down there. How you guys doing tonight?
Oh, doing fantastic, David.
Good. Glad to hear it. Yeah, I can see that Pittsburgh architecture in the background there.
Yeah, it is beautiful here in Pittsburgh. It's sitting about 72, 73 right now.
Very nice.
It's beautiful. Got a nice smoke going. Got a little something. You sent my way. I'm drinking my
Very nice. Oh, lovely night for it too.
company maple. Oh, this is delicious. But it's a perfect night for it. So
wonderful.
Cheers.
Yeah, we should kind of go around what's everybody drinking tonight? Rob just went, obviously. Gino, you want to go ahead?
Sure, man. The Penelope toasted, just the regular toasted, not the barrel strength. Very, very nice. It's a little bit lighter mouthfeel to it than the barrel strength. On the nose, right off the bat, you get vanilla and almonds. There's a nut type of smell in there, and I'm kind of pairing it up with almonds. But right off the bat, when you taste it, you get like an almond nougat, a little bit of brown sugar in there. It just kind of coats your tongue, coats your mouth. I don't want to say smooth because it's not smooth. It kind of envelops in your mouth and it's just there for a little bit, and it just kind of fades away into like a cinnamon peppery type finish. But that doesn't linger. It's just like there for a bit and gone. I mean, very delicious, very light feeling. It's 50%. It's 100 proof, so it's definitely not light. But it drinks light.
It sounds lovely.
Oh, it's delicious. And on a nice warm day like today, it was up in the mid 80s. In my opinion, yeah, that's a good bourbon to have on a hot day.
There you go. He's coming for you, Chuck. I'm telling you.
I can't touch the nuts, brother, man. I can't touch that.
He's like, you come for me. We'll go to the mattresses.
What's up, gentlemen?
Hey there, Billy.
Really?
Was able to swim back to his house.
Yeah, man, it's crazy down here. It's still raining down here.
Damn.
They've canceled
Come on out west.
The whole nine.
Come on out west.
Oh, I believe it.
Hey, Billy, come on out west, man. It's dry, right? Well, actually, it's supposed to look like it's going to rain here.
Shit. And this
guys here.
And this is not even our rainy season.
Right.
Yeah.
So
crazy stuff.
That is wild. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're all right. I hope all the people close to you down there are doing okay. We saw that TikTok you shared, and that's like jaw dropping.
Where do you even put the water?
It's about the super speedway in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. My mom and my sister got flooded.
Oh, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a good thing and bad thing. They were having all the baseboards and the floors redone, so it didn't damage anything. But
it's hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah. But there's water in the house, and so that TikTok I shared that's what Fort Lauderdale Airport looks like. So there's no water anywhere on the runway, of course, but you could not even see the runway. You couldn't see any of the runways. Fort Lauderdale Airport has been closed for 2 days now, and they're talking about trying to reopen tomorrow at 5 a.m. and it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
With that much standing water, you have to worry about, what's going on to, foundations and things like that. It's, especially when you have, you know, and not just the runway stuff, but like the taxiways and, you know, the tarmac and, you know, other problems that could be created due to, you know,
Mosquito.
erosion and crumble. Yeah, and just bugs and everything else like that. Like so many problems.
Just to give you an idea, so you know those signs that are on the airport grounds themselves, like different numbers to show the runways.
Mm-hmm.
Those signs are 5 feet tall, and those signs are underwater.
Wow.
Yeah. The crazy part is people are already upset because in 2019, 4 or 5 years ago, they redid the whole, you know, infrastructure of the airport so it wouldn't flood. There's like 200 cars in the airport at the bottom level that are just abandoned. Like they can't even.
They're toast.
They can't even get in there to get them, and they shut the airport down in such a manner where if you were stuck trying to drive out of the airport, you couldn't get out. So people had to get out of their cars, go in the terminal, and been stuck there going on 19, 20 hours already.
Oh man,
that is wild.
Yeah. So,
well, at least there's a couple of bars and they got enough food. They let them sit at the restaurants and drink.
Yeah, even employees who were getting off couldn't get out the airport. They were stuck there overnight.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
And the crazy part is, this is not even our rainy season.
Yeah.
So,
man.
Yeah, it is.
Big time.
What are you? I was gonna say before he moves on. What are you drinking tonight, Billy?
Right now I'm drinking on some high quality H2O because I've been drinking.
Okay. All right. He knows how to maintain though. Billy, I gotta say for him, he knows when to stop and drink water so that he doesn't end up hurting.
Yeah,
because as we've seen, some people don't know when to stop.
Yeah, I think Jody's still trying to recover.
Yeah, that's what he's really doing tonight, is trying to recover.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 days later.
That's
the 10-day hangover.
Yeah, all right.
So how's everybody else doing?
Chuck, what are you drinking, sir? You're muted, sir.
No.
Yeah. My bad. Tonight I'm drinking 2XO. This is the newest
Kentucky Owl, right?
This is Dixon Dedman's newest one. He originally had Kentucky Owl.
Yep.
They were bought out by Stoli back in I think it was 17. And Dixon Dedman came out with the one called the Phoenix Blend prior to this. And then this one's called the Innkeeper. And this one comes in at 104 proof. And in Maryland, we didn't get the Phoenix Blend at all. But this one just came in today. So I figured I'd pick it up, give it a try. And tried it a little while ago at the store. And basically really like it. I mean, I was really, for the price point, it was, I think the MSRP is around 94.
Oh, is it?
On it?
That's nice.
No, it's not bad.
I saw it. That just hit the Tampa group heavy. It was like,
oh, okay.
I was sitting on a plane and I kept first off the Florida vault open, and of course I no longer have status. It was like, oh, the vault's open. Like, yeah, gee, thanks. And then that was flooded, and everybody was talking about I think it was the Phoenix. I was like, I didn't know that was in Florida.
So sorry to interrupt, but Rob just informed me that the Penguins didn't make it to the playoffs.
Yes.
Because I would not have known. But I think that means they didn't make it.
This means read between the lines.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
I'm not even going to be that little man.
Well, Baker said, raise your hand if your hockey team's going to the playoffs. Rob did technically raise his hand, or he's part of it. So
fuck
Penguins
your couch.
Did not make it to the playoffs. Yep.
Fuck your couch.
Fuck your couch.
You know what? That's okay.
So
I will gladly take a year off. We've only been in for the last 17 years, John. But hey, I don't know. That's all.
in
I
a
just
row.
wanted to add one thing.
Go
if I
ahead,
could.
John.
Crosby too.
On this one with this 2XO, this one is a double barreled, so it's basically he's
Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh,
he's basically blended it, barreled it, rebarreled it,
oh, I might need to make a call.
and this is what I'm getting on it right now. On the nose, I'm getting like a butterscotch pudding. It's been a long time since I had butterscotch pudding, but this just brings it right back. And
Cosby.
yeah, exactly. Jello pudding pops. And I get like apple, like apple on this one, like a Fuji apple,
Okay.
and a little bit of cherry. And I get caramel, a little
Nice.
vanilla,
Okay.
like a little burnt sugar.
Ooh.
God damn, I'm ready to go get one now.
Purple,
Yep.
purple fruit,
Okay.
plum.
Chuck,
Plum.
Okay.
Chuck, I just want to know how come you're not a chef? You
I know,
be a
right?
hell of a chef. Like, goddamn.
Mhm.
I'm not allowed to cook here. I get kicked out of the kitchen. On the back end, I get this really nice, peppery, spicy, even mid palate. I get it down the sides of my mouth. It's like a tingling, like the Pop Rocks tingle, down the sides of my mouth or along the sides of my mouth. And then it's peppery for the finish, with a little bit of butterscotch with it, which is really nice, actually.
Okay.
And that's it.
It sounds amazing. It really does.
It does.
Jack,
I
Jack
really-
Frost.
Yeah, it
Sorry,
does.
go ahead.
Really enjoyed it.
Jack Frost asked, "Are they all double barreled?" He says, "Is that what the
2XL,
name
yeah.
stands for?"
No, the first one was not. The Phoenix wasn't. That was the first one he did.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Good question. Good answer.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that sounds like a little bit on the higher end for me, but that sounds like a good bottle to keep an eye out for.
Yep.
Um,
I just
Mar-
hope it dropped in Western Maryland so I can
Yeah.
find it tomorrow.
right.
Oh,
And
Well, the Jack Daniels showed up in West Virginia today. The 12 and the 10.
Okay.
Oh. Ooh. Maybe a run down to
Yeah.
Philadelphia tomorrow.
Might be a casual look for. Yeah.
I will say this, even though I already had a pour of it tonight, that Dad's hat is absolutely amazing.
yes.
It really is.
Agreed.
Thanks to my guy Gino. So for the first cook that I did this past weekend, I started off with it, and I figured I'll switch up. I put a hurting on that bottle. Let me tell you, I put a hurting on it. A couple of stogies. Yeah, it went down. So of course my palate is not nearly as educated as Chuck when it comes to bourbon. It had a nice smoky oak taste to it.
Okay.
I tasted a little bit of fruit, some nutmeg. I felt like I like the fact that it wasn't sweet. It was what I would describe as savory.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if sitting out by the smoker with the smoke and everything blowing in on me, if it affected what I tasted, but it felt like the right bottle for the occasion.
Yeah.
It may
Like
have
it-
affected you.
Yeah.
So, but it was
Yeah.
a really good bottle in any case.
Nice. I really like Dad's hat product. It's just a fantastic PA rye that they put out some really, really great stuff.
And I've never seen it in the wild here. At least never seen it.
Just let me know.
Gotcha.
Very cool. Mark, sir, what are you drinking tonight? I know you
What's up, fellas?
waved it around in the in the pre-show, but the folks need to know.
I had to pour it.
What you got?
So so this is the Balcones Texas pot still. I've only had a sip, so I'm not drinking heavy. Well, no, never mind. I forgot I flew today, so I had a few on the plate. Oops, forgot about that. But yeah, this is Balcones. This is one. I purchased this in 21. I forgot I had it. I actually just cracked it open about a month ago. That's a damn shame, I know, but so I cracked it open about a month ago, and it's pretty good. Rob, you okay up there, brother?
He's got race cars and birds chirping at him and shit, and he's
maybe the birds want some Texas spots still.
There you go.
Listen, I'd rather have the birds than the rain coming in on me while I'm trying to have a cigar. So
this is so at a really high level, I would say coffee and cherry.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh,
it's
interesting.
It's interesting. It's coffee. I mean, you get corn obviously, but it's like after you take that, after you you get the mouthfeel, and you take that on the mouthfeel, it's cherry, and then once you kind of swallow it, it's like coffee just appears in your mouth. It's odd, but I like it.
Damn.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the price point on that?
That's somewhere around 30, 32. Maybe.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, that's definitely striking.
Can't be mad at that.
Ties into our theme tonight, actually, which I'll get to in just a second. But right now, I am drinking Papa's Pilar, which we've all seen this.
Nice.
Yeah.
And this one is the Marquesas blend. And this is the Pilar that has been it's been finished in a blend of bourbon, I want to say sherry and port casks. And that's kind of the finish. And the thing that stands out about this, at least to me, if anyone's had just the regular Papa's Pilar dark, is that the nose on that bottle sucks. It's bad. It makes you want to not drink it. With this, that is not the case at all. It's got, first of all, it's got a very sweet nose, and it's a very sweet drink. And I've had this on the show before and stuff like that, but I guess I kind of dug a little bit deeper. Whoa. All right.
Hold on.
I didn't do that.
Chat GDP has entered the call.
Yeah.
Here comes Zuckerberg.
That sounds like bootleg Pac-Man.
Yeah, that sounds like a 70s robot for sure.
Warning, Will Robinson.
Yeah. What stands, and I kind of want to do a side by side with like the regular at some point, which I love the regular just fine. Like I'll hurt that bottle real fast for just sort of the standard version of this. But this one, this you can pick up. It doesn't taste so much like port, but like I get like it's like wine and like creme brulee is what it tastes like. They're kind of right in the middle of the palate there. And I think it's wonderful. And the nose is sweet, and you do get like bourbon and wine off the nose of it. Okay. And it's very pleasant. And they must have gone back to the lab after just their regular, because the nose, they actually recommended to a friend to pick up a bottle of the regular Papa's Pilar. And I didn't warn them that the nose was going to be bad, because I didn't want them to not pick it up. But they're like, oh, this smelled so bad, I almost didn't drink it. And I was like, well, see, this is why I didn't tell you anything. I just wanted you to go ahead and try it, because I didn't want to chase you off. But they put a hurting on their bottle on the first time they opened it. So I feel like I steered them in the right direction with it. So I was real happy about it. And I'll have to look for this Marquesas blend again if I can see it. I think it was a store pick out of Fairview. But anyway, so the topic for tonight is the sleepers, or rather the stuff that we've been sleeping on. So you go in the store, you see it on the shelf, you go, and we've teased kind of around this idea before of saying, I can't quite remember like what the guys said or what the prevailing intel is on it, and whether or not this bottle is popular, whether or not people are saying good things about it. I'm just not sure. So I'm going to pass on it for something that I know is a sure bet. I do this all the time when I go to the liquor store. I'm going, maybe I'm not sure, but I know this one's good, or I've known I should be looking for this bottle in particular. So I see that and I'm kind of tempted, but I'm like, I might just give it a pass. For me, the number one, and I see it all the time, is Doc Swinson. I keep seeing it on the shelves, and I go, I feel like I've heard good things, but I can't quite remember, and I don't know if it's going to be able to justify the price point. So like, I'm just going to give it a pass. So like, I'm going to kind of lead in with this, guys. What do you think about Doc Swinson? Because I'm going to sit here and take notes. Do I want to buy this or do I want to pass? Chuck, sir.
With Doc Swinson, Mark was the one that got me into Doc Swinson. He sent me a bottle, and that was my first time I've had it. And because of the price point was one thing, and I didn't know much about it, and I thought, oh no, here we go. We're getting into another one of these. It's just another, what do you say? Like everybody's trying to get into it, so I will too.
Yeah.
And I thought, I don't know, maybe I just won't pick that up. And Mark sent me a bottle. I opened it, I tried it, and I said, wow, this is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Then I went out and picked up the Blender's Cut, which I highly recommend, of Doc Swinson. It's called the Blender's Cut. That's very, very good.
Yeah.
At the price point, I would definitely pick it up, and I'm glad that Mark sent me that bottle, which I greatly appreciate.
And what's the price point on something like that?
I think it's around 65 to 69.
That sounds about right. Yeah, like mid to high 60s. I want to say is the price point. And of course, it depends on the store you're in. There's going to be a little bit of a range there.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
that was actually.
I'll look it up right now. In fact,
that was one of the ones when I was in Atlanta. It was on both of the 2 or 3 of the package stores I went into, and I know that I've heard discussions on it, and I'm just like, you know what? But I'd much rather get that smoke wagon uncut, unfiltered, because I know I can't get that.
Because maybe it's something you won't get everywhere. You see that, say like uncut, unfiltered, the price is reasonable. You're like, well, I'm going to definitely pick that up over, say, this something that's a little bit of a question mark. You kind of maybe remember some praise, maybe some criticism. You can't quite remember. We talk about so many damn bottles, and I am with my memory anyway. This is saying the Doc Swinson finished in sherry casks MSRP is $59, but that's not the same thing. This is the 5-year, the triple cask. So obviously, there's a range of expressions. So you're gonna be looking maybe between 60 and 70 for several of these anyway.
Yeah, I think we're averaging about 75 here.
There you go.
We've had a couple of picks. The picks are running probably closer to 85, I think. Depending on where we had a couple of picks at about 85. So yeah.
And they have a 15-year, which I'm sure is not cheap.
Going to be quite.
Yeah. and I won't, I'm not going to bore that. Yeah, that's like $180. Okay. So that's Doc Swinson. So we're saying like, yes, if you see like a baseline run or that blended, or the, what do you call it? The Blender's Cut.
Yes.
Those are the ones that you want to look for, that it's going to be worth the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. If I see it next time, front of the line, that's what I'm going to be going for, to take a crack at it. Does anybody else have a bottle like that like they keep looking at and going, question mark?
Well, I will say this. Here in Miami, it's easier to find unicorns, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're paying through the nose for them. Like, you're probably paying, 3 times what it should be. But one bottle that I've often seen, and I had a couple of samples of, and I always liked, is the Old Elk. The Old Elk. I don't know which expression I had, but I had 3 different ones, and they were all pretty good. I will say this about the Old Elk. Every place here that it is available, it's literally on the bottom shelf. I don't know why. It's between 45 and 55 for it.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say the Old Elk, because it's not popularized, if you will. It's certainly not a unicorn, but it's not your Buffalo Trace. It's not your Eagle Rare.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like your.
Hey, Rob, my guy, is there any when that's going on? Is there any chance that you can mute that thing when it's? because it's like,
I don't know what the hell that was. Someone's rolling.
Sound like a dump truck or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the biggest thing that I've seen that I think is kind of a sleeper. The old elk, and if you're lucky enough, you can find a bottle with a pretty nice topper on it.
mhm.
Not everywhere you find it with the topper, but I think old elk.
Okay.
I think the old elk, that beautiful silvered elk pourer is what everybody looks for when they're out shopping. So
Yeah.
Gotcha.
that's the unicorn version of it. I've had several old elks that I picked up in Ohio. They had an OHLQ weeded 100 proof that was really nice. Their basic old elk weeded that found was pretty nice. There was a couple others that I'm like, nah, I don't know if I'm going to go there yet, but we'll wait and see.
But
Okay.
why?
Rob?
But why is it when I see it, it's always literally on the floor? I don't understand.
Yeah. Here it's not on the floor. It's
No.
about mid shelf.
Yeah, usually I see it mid shelf.
About mid shelf.
You know what it is?
But you're right. It's one of those ones I see it and I go, I feel
Yeah,
like I've heard good
no.
things. I can't quite recall.
You know what it is? What I would say from what I've seen, and not just here, but different parts of the country. Old elk. I'd say what they hit national about 3 years ago,
Mhm.
and then they got popular, and then they came up with all these different expressions.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so now with all these expressions, the ones that are garner the attention are the ones that are in the $80 plus range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And the
Yeah.
regular old elks just sit there now. It's like people don't
Right.
even realize what that
They
is.
don't even.
They
They
just
have-
released
They
they
just
just
don't
released the
value it.
cigar blend. I hear the cigar blend is running 95 to 105. I haven't
Yeah.
seen it yet, but
No.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. But
But it's weird because the reason I know it's on the bottom shelf, it's next to the Evan Williams, the
Yep.
black label.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's next to it, and the Evan Williams is like between $19 and $25.
Mhm.
Yeah. Billy,
So
I don't
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to what they put on the bottom shelves. Because I mean, I get some of the less expensive stuff is usually down there, but even in PA, on the bottom shelf, that when they get the Ezra 99, the Ezra 7-year,
Yep.
the Rebel cask, the Ezra cask, that stuff is on the bottom shelf, and it's $59, $49, $59, $69 a bottle. So I don't.
It's weird for a bottom shelf. Before I just want to read Mr. Baker's comments here. He's saying old. I believe he meant old elk representing Colorado. Got to do it. It's fire, man. It's good. He's saying he's agreeing with you guys. He said he sent one to Jody. Obviously, he's talking about dog shampoo and not whiskey.
that's right.
And he says, "You think I got a new master distiller from Heaven Hill?" Then where you can corroborate that? Not
Yeah,
sure.
don't know.
Okay.
And
Well, thanks for the input.
Yeah.
So-
I've liked most of the old elks I've had. It's just except for one, and that's I want to say it was a port, but it was one of the wine finishes. I was like, yeah, they could have kept
Oh,
that.
okay.
I don't remember which one it was because they just been releasing so many damn bottles.
They have.
So what if it's just the standard regular
It's decent.
like
It's decent.
base
Nothing wrong
level
with it.
product? Nothing wrong
Yep.
with it. Okay.
Nothing wrong with it.
That's the
Yeah,
kind of
nothing
thing
with it
that
at
I'm
all.
looking to hear. Yeah.
Yeah,
When
and I think it would be a good starter bottle, and it would actually be a good bottle to gift to somebody who's just getting into it.
Mhm.
It's not too expensive. It's pretty much available everywhere. I like you said, there may not be any real rhyme or reason to it, but I would gather some of the other big names probably buy shelf space or have some kind of standards
Yeah.
on where their product is allowed to be and not allowed to be.
Yeah, I could see that.
Possibly.
I could see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
When they got their start, they had a bottle, Old Elk, and it was like, it almost kind of looked like a Jack 7 bottle, but taller, and it had an elk neck
Yeah.
or elk's head pour
Yep.
spout on it.
Uh-huh.
And that's the one that got the ball rolling for them, and
Yeah.
everybody just started going nuts over it because of that.
Then they had like that antler knob piece of antler.
Yes,
That was next after the pour spout.
but then they got just to the point where they had all these, like Mark was saying, they have all these blends.
Still
And
do.
they get crazy as far as pricing goes. They have one called the Infinity Blend.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That I had around Christmas time prior to last year. And it was at Costco for like $125.99, and that's
right at Costco for that price.
Yes,
yeah.
And you go into a store, you're paying $155, $175,
Bingo.
$195.
McHenry had that price.
I tried it, and I tried to like it, and I said, "No." I tried every which way. I just
With that price point, yeah, you're not trying to like it.
And I said, "No,
Okay.
no way." Sadly, it was just and that's supposed to be their top of the line, I guess, unless they come out with something else next week or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
What else? Who else has got a sleeper? They're not sure about something that they've been sleeping on. I should say that correctly.
I wasn't sure about it until I bought it, and I had passed by it several times, and we were talking about this before the show started. Pendleton Rye.
The Pendleton Rye. Yeah. Tell us about that.
This is a 12-year rye. You can see the color.
Yeah.
Beautiful color. It says it's Canadian, a product of Canada. According to the label, it's bottled in at an Oregon distillery. Chuck was thinking it might be sourced from someplace. I don't know. I can't find that information. But this, I had passed it by several times because it's like, well, I never heard of that. No, there's something else I want to get. It's still on the shelf. Yeah, maybe next time. Yeah, no, yeah.
Okay.
Well, this past week is like, okay, 12-year rye. I picked it up. I looked at the color. It's like, yeah,
it's got a healthy color.
Doesn't look bad. Yeah. I got home and I sat down, and that's how much is gone from one sitting, and I can guarantee you this probably will not last the weekend.
That's a cool bottle. I like the
it's kind of like
the features on it. Yeah, that's cool.
It's a nice bottle. It's a very nice rye. If you're into ryes, I recommend it. The only thing about it, it's 80 proof.
Okay.
It will coat your mouth. It is absolutely delicious. I'm trying to remember the flavors on it, but it was one of the ones that I had to take, put the cork back in, and go put it away, because I probably would have, more of this would have disappeared that night. And it was actually, I was binge watching the Pinky Blinders, and so but no, this bottle was going to disappear in one sitting, and that wouldn't have been good.
Yeah, at 80 proof, it makes it a little easier to drink too.
A little bit easier to drink, but it was very nice, very herbaceous, very nice for a rye. And for the 12 years, you could tell it was aged. For the 12 years, it didn't have any of the bitterness or sharpness that you can get with some of the younger ryes. It was very nice. I recommend it. If you see it on the shelf,
is there anything in particular?
The thing about too, price point was only $45.
Oh, okay. There you
go.
12-year
rye.
That will help sell it, especially on a 12 year.
That was the selling point when I picked it up. It was like, shit, 12 years, $45. I can't go wrong.
Yeah,
indeed.
Before we move on, quick question. So I started watching this Pinky Blinders. Somebody explain to me what's with the razor blades inside the hat.
I think that is kind of part of the folklore around the real life gang that they would use their hats to like slice people to like keep them in line. Not so much like a weapon, but like
it was to kind of the name of the gang.
It's like
Peaky was the peak, the hat.
Yeah.
And the blinders, if you notice, if you've gotten to that episode, if you haven't, I'm not going to mention it. But if you got to the episode where they go talk to the Irish gypsies.
I think, yes, out in the field, yes.
Out in the field. Yes. If you notice, when they got down to brass tacks and throwing leather, the hats came off and they were going for the face.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, okay.
Peaky Blinders.
Got it.
So they
Exactly.
cut your forehead open, basically.
Your
The blood
forehead,
drips down
blood's
your
coming
face
down,
and your
you're
eyes.
blind, you're toast.
Yeah.
Got it.
Bill, you ever heard of this is like the 1890s version of, you ever heard of the expression like slapping somebody $1.50?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. When someone would hold a razor blade between their fingers and slap you across the face.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I need to drink that.
It's like that. But
Okay.
yeah, and so the real life gang was actually active in like the 1890s, but they for Hollywood they moved it up to post World War One. But anyway, yeah,
Good
so
show.
that was the shtick or whatever.
Okay. All right. So, Chuck, what you got for a sleeper?
Well, I have two actually. I'll start with the first one was, and everybody knows I'm a big fan of Stellum. Stellum bourbon and rye actually, and with ryes, it's one of those things that I really was, I didn't really get into ryes until about 2015. Been drinking a long time. Some say that's good, some say that's bad, but the Stellum, I really enjoy their product. They need the ryes, the dark green label, excellent. They're around $89. 99's the MSRP, but even the dark blue label, $99. But even their $49 bottle, the light blue label, their base products are very good. And then of course the other ones really bump up the the flavor and everything incredibly high, in my opinion. And then of course you have the barrel products, which are their flagship products. And they were also something that I never really got into, because I looked at the price point and I said, no, I can't do this.
Yeah. And that's still where I'm at. Even though I've tried, barrel products before, and like I know they're good. I just can't pull the trigger. And it's not because I don't know that they're good. It's because it's fucking expensive.
Right.
The black label, the regular black label out here, like I showed Chuck the other day, a couple weeks ago, $104. And it's like, no. I
mean, that's not incredibly terrible. But
it's not terrible, but I'm not going to drop that.
Just knowing what you can actually get it for,
bingo.
It just hurts. And that's the thing with their products. You have
it's like
the
5 bottles of Evan Williams.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah,
bottled and bond even.
I'm just saying.
Exactly.
Just putting it out there.
Benchmark, man.
I'm just putting it out there, man.
It is.
I can get drunk enough to not care.
Yeah, and it tastes good.
You're damn right.
I tell you what, that bench, not to interrupt, but that benchmark foolproof.
Oh
at under $30.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the shit I want to know about. But benchmark,
the benchmark stuff. Yeah, the top floor foolproof.
Dave, that
is made by
entire
Trace.
Yeah, Dave, that entire benchmark, that new benchmark line, I think you like most of them, if not all.
You betcha.
Yeah.
It's good.
And none are over 25 that I've seen.
No.
Right. It's all very reasonably priced.
Yeah.
I just wish it came to PA.
Is there anything you want to ward anyone off? Because I'm happy as a clam going, and I'm here making notes like I want this, I want this, I want this. But like, what's like I wasn't sure, and it's like, no, you don't want that shit. Stay away from it.
Well, I'll give you. Well, hold on. Before I go there, let me go back to the topic. I'd say the two that I slept on, and you're gonna laugh at these. The first one was the Evan Williams Green Label, because I used to see that all the time.
I sent you some of those.
No,
that was after. Yeah.
Yeah, but I used to see it all the time, and
dog shampoo.
I was like, "Is it a rye? What the hell is it?" So I just stayed away from it. And my dad bought it. He was like, "Okay, I got a bourbon for you." And he said, "Evan Williams Green Label." I said, "Is that the rye?" He was like, "I don't know." So he go back and said, "No, it's not a rye."
It's like a $12 bottle, by the way.
Yeah, and I'm like,
it was a couple of years ago, and I don't know what it is.
So he said, "I'm like, are you sure?" It's like, "No, it's not a rye." So we kept going back and forth. He said, "I'm gonna go buy you one." So I finally tried. I was like, "Oh shit, this is good." I was like, "Damn, I like this." Yeah. And so but I can't get it here in Arizona, so I can only get it
Well,
in Florida.
you still doing good on that stuff, by the way?
Yeah. I still
Okay.
because
Yeah,
he
let me know.
he went and bought a case after you got that one. For me.
Okay.
So he bought a case for me.
I
So
said I was big balling with those. When I was like, oh, $12. I'll send you
hey
two.
man, I appreciate it. I'm still
No.
I cracked that leader you sent me. I cracked that one earlier this year, so I'm
Yeah.
about halfway through that one. And the other one was 1792 full proof. I saw it and I just kept walking past it.
I've
Yeah,
done
no, I
Oh,
like the
that-
1792.
I
What do you
even
guys think of
bought
the
one.
small batch? What do you guys think of the small batch?
It's
I mean,
okay.
full proof's
okay.
better,
Nothing wrong
obviously.
with it.
I think
It's okay.
And that's why I didn't buy it. It's like, it's okay. It's all right. But I said, okay. I said, let me go ahead and get it because it just kept popping up. And then I started seeing this big surge for it in the bourbon groups. So I think I first bought one about maybe before COVID 2019, I think. I didn't actually open the one I had until after the show because you guys talked about, so okay, let me finally open the damn thing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is pretty good. But
Yeah.
yeah, I walked past that for, I'd say, about a year on the shelf, and then about another 6 months after I purchased it. So,
Very nice.
and I do like those Pendletons are good, and Templetons are good as well.
That's the one I've been because it's the Templeton 6-year I can pick up pretty easily. I've been seeing a lot of the Templetons in a 10-year that they released, and it's like $89 or $99 here in PA, and I'm just like, I don't know if I want to drop
I like
that
the
on
rye.
on
I
a
think
rye.
it's the 4-year. The Templeton rye. Yeah, I've had that one. I would recommend it. For a lower end rye, it's pretty decent.
I wasn't dropping 100 on a 10-year rye I didn't know anything about.
Yeah. No, get the 4-year. It's not gonna hurt you. I don't.
And Rob, by the way,
actually, the guy who lives that house behind me, his name is Brad Templeton.
Yeah.
We sat out here on a patio one night and got all drunk up shit I had on the shelf, and he said, "Here, Rob, here. There's a bottle of Templeton 4-years. I got one sitting downstairs."
You got to drink your namesake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rob. By the way, what cigar are you smoking tonight?
I am smoking the Asylum 13 Connecticut 7x70.
I'm a cry right now. I had one of those, and I don't know. Maybe it was the location in my Humi, but it turned green.
Oh no!
It looked like cotton candy. I wanted to cry because I had been looking forward to smoking that. Yeah.
This is actually a nice one.
Sounds like Swamp Thing got to it first.
I am actually approaching 8 months tobacco free.
Look at you, man. Good for you. Congratulations.
There you go.
Couple weeks, man.
Congrats, my brother.
There.
My wife just told me next month she is 15 years cold turkey.
Wow.
Awesome.
Wow.
She just
because it's not a day goes by that I don't wish I had one.
The daughter gave her shit once, and she just got fed up with it, and she just said, "Okay, I'm done."
That was me with my dad. I did that with my dad.
Oh no, Georgia Hartwood. Oh, we know that's a sore spot for you.
Man. Oh, I'm good now. I just Oh no, I'm good now. But yeah, that one that just dropped. I've been seeing it again all day.
I've seen it all day.
Oh, I have too.
And all the Georgia groups. I'm like, God damn it. So
my daughter's one of the grandbabies. I think their dance studio is not far from ASW. I'm like, so honey, next time you drop the kids off at dance, if you like swinging over to ASW, here's their hour. They're only open their hours are so limited. Like on Fridays it's noon to 5. On Saturdays it's 1 to 4.
Yeah.
To go to the distillery. I'm like, just swing over there next time you're out that way.
You got to use the connections you have, man.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
That's how I got that old Forester single barrel that Chuck turned me on to. My daughter was right there. She slid by, and they were only doing 1 bottle per customer, but she managed to leave with 2 thanks to her boyfriend.
There you go. That's
there you go.
There you go. Hey Baker, I'm not going to put these particular comments up just because I'm personally trying to do better about not getting political on this show.
Oh
So
shit!
we're
Here
just
you
going to
go.
keep those shelved. If you guys are in the VIP or if you guys are watching the live comments, you can read them in there. That you guys can have at it with each other. But those ones are not going up. Otherwise, I appreciate the humor. No offense taken. But yeah, we're just staying out of politics. Till Jody comes back next week.
I can only imagine what he said. Let me look.
Well, it's a reference to cigars and.
Would you guys please try to not make me laugh just as I'm taking a sip of freaking bourbon?
I call that a silver lining. I don't know about you guys.
Another bottle that I think gets slept on too, and they don't have a lot of expressions, is Rabbit Hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll go there.
The thing with Rabbit Hole though, I'd say too, because I think was that somebody posted in a VIP this week.
Mark Hill.
Was it Mark? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And that particular, I think is that the Cave Hill? One of the
Yes, it was the Cave Hill.
And I was
asking you about that, and you said, yeah, it's a like or not like. And it was like, and I replied back on the Mark's post. It was like, after the first sip, I started liking it better.
I like it, but it's one of those, it's a 4-grain.
Mm-hmm.
And so
what's
I always
the fourth grain?
Well, what is that? It's corn. Was it corn, wheat, barley, and
rye?
Rye, yeah. Sorry, rye,
Okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But 4 grains are not as sweet, and so people have run out. Oh, it's a hot thing, and they get it. It's like, oh, it's a 4 grain. I don't like this. This is a drain pour. It's like it's a 4 grain. You dumbass. Frey Ranch goes to that. Like Frey Ranch is a love or hate, and the reason it's a love or hate is because it's a 4 grain. People don't read the label.
Gotcha.
They buy it.
And
They see it in a group and go buy it.
They buy it off of hype.
Yeah.
And I think most of us here have had the what do they call it? The Derringer.
Yeah, I love that, man. I love it.
That's beautiful. I love the Derringer.
I have a bottle.
I just hate the price. I love it, but I hate this.
Yeah, it'll probably be a long time.
Every
before
now and then, though, it
so
comes home with me.
It's just going to languish for a while.
Man, you guys had me worried for a second when you said Derringer. Oh no,
I'm not buying that bottle.
No,
look at
the Derringer. Yeah, the
rabbit hole Derringer.
Yeah, because everyone else was reacting positively, and you're like,
they're not that.
No, but speaking of that, let me give a shout out to the Godfather himself, because me and the wife was in Costco. So whenever we go to Costco or BJ's, before we do anything, we walk into the liquor store just to see if by some miracle there's Pappy sitting in there for $25. Who knows, right? It could happen. And I saw it. I took a picture of it, and Chuck was like, "No, walk away."
Yeah, run away.
I
remember that one in the VIP. I do.
Yeah.
And listen,
if you guys don't know what we're talking about, it actually looks like there's like a little fake mini pistol, which that looks like a Derringer pistol, which is like that little 1 or 2 shot pistols. Like is the actual topper, and it's really cool looking. And note to all our viewers and listeners, like if the bottle looks really, really, really cool, you should maybe be worried about what's inside it. That's just maybe there's probably exceptions to that, but generally speaking, you're being sold the bottle and not the liquor.
Yes,
right. And it's
unless you
crazy.
really an infinity bottle. I'm sorry I interrupted. Go ahead.
No, it's just because I would have imagined that if they're gonna spend that much time, effort, and money on the packaging, because it wasn't only the bottle, it wasn't only the topper, even the box that it came in was like this really elaborate kind of. This thing needs to be sitting with lights and cameras and everything else.
And they almost got another customer because of that until you talk to the Godfather.
Absolutely, but that's one of the benefits of being a part of this group, that I cannot tell you how much money I've either saved or how much money I've spent.
Yes. That is the other side of it.
Because when you get the green light, you look past the price and you just like, okay, if they say okay, then I'm gonna get it.
Chuck said this one was good. price,
Yeah.
no object. It's all
Yeah.
good.
So
Must
you know
have.
that in itself is a benefit, but it's funny now because if you walk into Costco, it's behind the counter now. If it's some sort of elusive creature that you can't get.
And that's how it sells itself. Ooh,
Yeah.
it's behind the counter. Ooh, it's in a fancy bottle. Ooh, it must be really good. And someone who doesn't know shit about whiskey will then buy that for somebody who they know.
The
they
taters,
like whiskey.
The taters
and then
will
that
come
person
in. What good do you have? What do you have behind the counter? It's pretty good.
is gonna have to
this is
die
just
inside
good.
and pretend, unless it's Jody, who would not pretend, but anybody else would have to pretend. Oh, thank you, and no, like you
That
gave me
fool.
this complete piece of shit. Like,
Well, listen, I don't know what the science is behind that, but they also got Hennessy behind the counter too.
So, guys, Baker here, he says Distillery 291 is doing some good things as well. What do you guys know about Distillery 291?
Yeah,
So-
I've seen.
So I will say one thing about Mr. Frost. He was right about that. I happen to have the bourbon and the rye, and they are both really, really good. It's a little warm, but nevertheless, it is good though. I have both of them.
I think they're hurting themselves with the price.
Yeah,
Yes.
I saw them on the shelf when I was down in Cincinnati, Kentucky area. They were on the shelf at party stores, and that was one of those ones I walked by. I'm like, I know I've heard good things about it, but I don't know if I'm ready to drop that kind of money just quite yet on
What
that.
kind of money are we talking about?
They're $100.
Yeah,
Give or take.
100 to 120.
Yeah.
Yeah, which if you got it, good for you. Go on, but that's check the name, gents. Check the name.
If and that's again, and we've talked about this a lot. I don't like to go out and drop that kind of money on bourbon. If I do, I have to know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
It has to be Godfather Whiskey Rebellion Barcast stamped if I'm going to go drop that kind of cash on it.
Agreed.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, Chuck had to make you a suggestion you can't refuse.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I wanted to mention it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rob.
No, like I said, it's just it takes a lot for me to drop that kind of money.
Yeah,
I'm agreeing with Chuck too. It's like, when there's something on the shelf that I'm waffling back and forth about, I put it in the VIP, and Chuck usually responds. That's how I got into that Malaman Green rye. I mean, delicious stuff out of Texas. Chuck said, he heard good things. It was okay. It was this and that. It's like,
I haven't tried it, but they, like I said, they have that new one coming out this month. The Scorpion blend, I think it
waiting
is.
for it. Yep.
The nature series or something like that. And one of my local stores has it, carries their products, and all because of the reviews that are put out by the guy with the ascot. But
that pretender. That
I'm not going to say that.
No,
I'm not saying. I'm not saying anything like that.
Nope, not saying it.
That hack in an ascot.
Nope.
Hey,
not
Chow.
saying anything like that.
Big chow.
I'm just saying the guy with the ascot, and and that's cool and all. So I'm sure people are purchasing it, but I'm not.
What is it? So wherever that lands, someone's got to take a shot. How's that work?
But one thing I did want to mention was that since baseball season's in, there's some things coming out that I've seen anyway recently, past month or so. Hit and Run Nestville Whiskey 9-year. It's basically whiskey. I believe it's white whiskey, aged 9 years in used barrels, possibly. And it's in the shape of a baseball bat, the decanter.
Oh,
and
that's
it's been around for a few years, and it's one of those ones that it's around $50-$55, maybe 45. And I haven't tried it yet, but you have to be weary of these, especially the ones, the Cooperstown, I believe it's called, the baseball.
Yep, the one in the baseball. It's
be very weary of that
okay.
one.
It's very okay.
And then
Very
there's football as well, and that's out right now as well. So just
your way of saying you
do
won't
your homework.
hate it, but like you might like keeping the bottle and then not buy it ever again.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So you might be just buying a decanter bottle and using the rest, because you're not pouring it down the drain, at least not at my house. I know a lot of people call the drain pour, but I could, use it for cooking or something like that. Yeah. Even though I'm not allowed in the kitchen.
There is a friend of mine actually got a bottle of the Cooperstown. He drank it. Like I said, it's very, very average.
He drank it.
Yeah, I mean, if I buy a bottle, even if I hate it, there is like a I think I told you guys like the bottom shelf really terrible like a Bulow rum or something like that. I keep buying mixers because I refuse to throw it away. And Baker by the says you can. I think he means Polish poop, but it's still poop because he said you can Polish poop. Apologies to anyone of Polish heritage. Baker's on one.
So, he's in Colorado.
The Polacks are good people. They came up with one of the best proverbs out there.
Yeah.
And it is a Polish proverb.
Yes.
It is not my monkeys, not my circus.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So hats off to the Polish people.
Yep.
What's up?
So damn.
Rob's a winner.
Hey, quick question while we're here. Anybody know anything about the Nash Tucky 10-year rye?
That sounds like a girl I know.
No, it's a thing that Sealbox has been emailing me about.
Isn't there a lawsuit with them right now?
You're fine, Baker. You're fine.
Yeah, it's Nash Tucky's 10-year rye, and I was interested in that. I don't know
Nash Tucky. I feel like I ought to know something about that, but I've never heard of it. Anybody have any intel? Anybody know anything?
No,
Last thing I remember that there was a lawsuit, something about. I think it may have been Jody mentioning something that probably 4 or 5 shows ago about
a 10-year rye.
Nash Tucky lawsuit.
Okay, I'll stay away.
Well, I'm going to put question marks.
But I don't know. It could be them suing somebody else. It might be good stuff.
Nash Tucky's on the label. I believe it's Nashville Barrel Company that's producing or putting this out. And from what I can see and what I've researched on it and what I've found on it, I mean,
really MGP.
Indiana distillate, so chances are it's MGP.
It's still MGP. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I get them and Nashville Barrel mixed up because the bottles look alike.
Yeah, well, it is Nashville Barrel that's
still
doing the Nash Tucky thing. But
they're the same thing?
Yeah, it's from what I understand, Nashville Barrel is behind the Nash Tucky.
Oh, well, that makes sense because the bottles look like okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was just curious about it. I'd seen it there. It was like,
I'll keep an eye out, man.
If it's there, it's like I don't know if I want to pull the trigger without intel on it first.
So that's one that somebody has to be the first little penguin in the water.
Well, it's like if somebody knew about it, okay. If not, I'll find something else to drink. I mean, it's no big deal. I was just curious about it.
Sealbox is dropping stuff almost daily.
God damn,
every day there's something in my email. Yeah.
Sealbox is getting expensive.
Yeah,
on some things. Yeah,
I'm looking at this huge Bella Bedford Toasted 6-year. And it's $100.
Yeah,
it's $100.
Whatever they dropped today started at 120 and went up.
This one here makes me want to cry because
Westland is what I got today.
I really want to buy this bottle.
Oh, that
it looks like that could be like an album cover.
Yeah,
oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's like an LP that you would frame.
Soundgarden.
Yeah.
Yes, it will be Soundgarden. That looks just like one of the albums.
I was thinking either Def Leppard or Poison.
I can see Def Leppard. I can see Def Leppard.
Yeah, I could see Def Leppard.
Yeah.
Asia. Remember the Asia album covers?
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh shit, yeah.
Those were cool.
Those were the best.
Wow.
Those were the best.
Nah, they got. Yeah, I don't mind too much getting this stuff from Sealbox. It's like this one ride that I'm looking at that I'll probably order tomorrow. Starlight Rye,
It's kind of beast looking.
I saw that.
Yeah,
$50. I mean, I really can't go wrong. I won't
that's
find
it.
it
It's
here.
Hubers, right?
The Huber
Yeah,
Starlight.
single barrel rye.
So we're yes, which I kind of figured we were. 'Cause
So-
I've heard enough intel in this group about it.
Yeah,
That is definitely one I want to look at.
Which one?
Huber Starlight.
Hubers.
Single.
Which one of them?
Oh,
Yeah,
is there one you would
There are multiple Hubers.
Yeah,
And I've seen a lot of them on the shelf when I was in Indiana. I just didn't. That's
good
one of those ones I never picked up.
They're 4 or 5 year old whiskeys. They could use a little more aging. I'd say at least 2 more years.
Okay.
But for what they are, I do recommend the DVM.
Okay.
DVM.
I think I know her.
That's backwards,
DMV.
Mark. That's VDM.
Good one, Chuck. Good one, brother.
Yeah, there's one that's like 3 letters, and there's a Tokai as well. Or
Okay.
how do they pronounce that?
Is that the Starlight? I didn't like the Starlight one, but that was me.
Which one?
That Tokaji, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, it's just middle of the road.
It didn't.
But the it's like DVM or.
To go back to it. Maybe I'll try it. Yeah, I'll try it again. But
I'll post it up when I have a bottle of it.
Okay.
I just have to find it.
The one I was looking at was the rye. It's supposed to be a 5-year rye, about 115 proof.
Okay.
$50. I figure I can't go wrong with that.
That's about right.
Yeah.
But the thing is with where'd you say you're going to get it? Sealbox?
Sealbox. Yeah.
All right. Hang tight on that one. And they have a program on. There's a podcast that I believe it's the owner's on, and he does a 10% off. If you watch the podcast, he'll say, "Hey, everybody, if you're watching the show,
use this code. Okay.
Use this, use code blow me or something like that." And
that was not me that said that.
Well, it may be something more appropriate, like bourbon or something, but
I'm not mad at that, Cole, but
would I turn it down? No.
I'm drinking Texas bourbon.
That's hilarious.
All right, so
guys.
hold on real quick, David, before you go, I want everyone to see this. So what I was doing, I just did a randomizer, and so I'm gonna sacrifice only because I drank a whole lot of this shit last week. So Tom gave me, he mentioned he was going to send some 100 milliliter bottles of his rye.
Yeah.
He gave me 4 200s.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
All right.
So if your name popped up, one's coming to you.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Gino, you got one.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, Gino, you were one of them.
Sweet.
Now, just keep in mind, he wanted me to say this. I was like, don't worry about it. Because I think he thought about it. I was like, look, yeah, we're serious whiskey and bourbon guys, but we realized this is a rye coming from corn liquor. So don't worry about it.
Mark, you tried this, right?
Yeah, I liked it.
All right. Give me what are your thoughts on this? I need your thoughts.
Oh shit. It's a week later and I've been drinking. I've been drinking.
That's too far back. That's too far back.
I've been drinking all day. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I would say
Living my life all wrong, guys.
it was to me, it's corn liquor. It was like if you took corn liquor and you added a little bit of barley. If that makes sense.
Okay.
All right.
I liked it. It wasn't it didn't have that rye spice. I would say to me it was a little bit of that barley. So it was just enough of something. But yeah, I liked it, I'm gonna have to. I want to sip it, but the bottles are sealed, so I can't give you accurate. You had to ask me last week. I'm sorry, but I like because I drank it the whole show. Every time I got up, that's what I was getting up to get.
Yeah, we saw you pacing back and forth. You get him
Right.
talking, and you just raid all his shit.
He was
Yeah.
right
Poor
behind
Tom.
Tom, back and forth, back and forth.
Poor Tom is
that
probably
was
that.
a fun show.
Damn
I
it, he's
enjoyed
going to drink the whole inventory.
2 or 3 times I got up, that's what I was going to get.
You know, and we should have Tom back on as well.
that. Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, I got to figure out
He
his
was
drinks.
a cool
He's a
guy.
fun dude.
Yeah.
That was a really great show.
It
Yeah.
was.
And if
Good
if
guy.
y'all are watching out there and you didn't see last week's show, go back onto YouTube,
Yes.
get last week's show with Tom from Louisiana Moonshine Company,
Yep.
and watch it because it was honestly one of our best, most
I
focused
think
shows
so.
that we've done in a long
It
time.
was.
We actually stayed
True.
on track.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And
I have
shout
a
out,
lot
Thanks,
questions
thanks to
for
him, probably. So,
and,
No
and-
doubt.
and-
It
and
wasn't
Chuck,
many of us.
shout out to our idiot that says he drinks 190 proof moonshine.
Yes.
190 proof. Man, sit the fuck down, Sway. I'm sorry.
I had to jump in there.
I know. I was like, okay, because I was bored. I was sitting in there bored. I was like, okay, I got time. I'm gonna go back and forth, have fun.
But he was just getting a little outrageous, so I had to jump in and shut him down.
No, but Chuck came in nice and level-headed.
oh,
and,
man, you gotta mute stuff, bro.
yeah, we got
You got planes flying.
We got airplanes and all kind of shit.
I'll have to be like more Johnny on the spot. With like, whoop.
But yeah, it was funny. This was.
I'll
one
get
of
you
the
next
DC
time. It's cool. All right,
Yes,
I'm gonna manage this shit.
Yeah, one of the DC groups. This guy told me he drinks 190 proof moonshine. No, you don't. You wouldn't have an esophagus if you drank 190 proof.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I like.
I'm gonna leave it there.
No.
This is Shout out to my guy Chuck, because Chuck was like, I was like, I'm done with it. I told him, I said, I ended with stop watching TV. It's the same conversation that we have in some of the firearms and the gun groups, but that's a different topic. But anyway, yeah.
The only thing, and I'll say this now before we gotta go. The only thing I miss about Facebook is the birthday reminders, because it was one of the like little weird joys of my life. I always like telling people happy birthday. By the way, it is Jody's wife's Tamara's birthday.
Oh,
speaking of, happy birthday,
Happy
Tamara!
birthday, T.
Happy birthday,
Happy
sis.
to you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Sorry about your car. But that's an inside joke. Don't worry about it. Oh, here comes Dave.
Oh shit.
I say, David said 190 proof. That's a rookie number. He needs to pump that up. You really just need to drink sulfuric acid and get it over with. That's what you need to be doing.
Oh man.
You need to pump that up. There you go, David. You're gonna get a star for that comment. But with that, we're well past the hour. Just want to say much love to everybody. Hope everyone enjoyed tonight. I did too. I definitely took notes. There's gonna be things I can, when I go back into the liquor store, I won't wonder about, I can't remember what people said. So I've written it all down. Guys, I hope anyone watching, they took notes. I hope you guys watching, maybe if you took some notes, if you didn't already know these things.
Reach out to us.
Yeah, or just reach out to us, man, if you need some intel before you go into the store. Because sometimes it's a little hard to reply on the spot. Yes. But anyway, that said, really enjoyed it. Had fun tonight. I hope everyone has a safe and wonderful weekend. I'll see you guys back here next week.
Be good to yourselves.
Be good to yourselves.
And there it is.
Be good to yourself, my brother.
Be good to yourselves.
All right.